Hi, welcome back to my channel. It is for the annual you know what, and I'm scared for the you know what. I'm not ready for this. I'm terrified and petrified. For 24 hours of just no sleeping is really detrimental for your health. And I mean, like, sets you back like months. So we are going to still be doing the 24-hour reading challenges, but I think for now on, the 24-hour like all-nighters will be really irregular and will be definitely like pushed to the side. So we're gonna do the timer method, which is pretty much every single time I go and read, I will stop the timer. But for this video, we have a very special plan. This is going to be a very specific reading vlog for one book only, and that is going to be Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. And this is the last book in the Throne of Glass series, and I've been holding it off for a very long time. I am so scared to get into this and to start back where we ended, and I'm also very nervous with just finishing the series. This series means so much to me. It is so far my favorite Sarah J. Maas series. These characters changed my life and they have such a special place in my heart. I'm so scared of finishing this book. This book is, trying not to get spoiled because that would suck. Stop it, that's cute. This book is 980 pages. I read about 60 pages an hour. It's time to finally finish this, and this is one of my reading goals, is to finish Throne of Glass so I can get into Crescent City. Thinking of not looking forward to the next Throne of Glass book makes me so upset. For this specifically, I thought this time I'd do a little twist. There's gonna be two videos. There's gonna be two 24-hour readathons. I'm gonna be so honest right now, this is gonna kill me. There is going to be this is gonna be difficult. There is going to be a 24-hour readathon non-spoiler, and then there's going to be a spoiler, because I don't know how I'm gonna be able to not spoil this book. The length is gonna be a lot different. I feel like in the spoiler one, obviously, I'm gonna be talking a lot more about the plot, characters, what's happening. But in this one, I'm really gonna be very quiet about it because obviously this is the last book in the series. That's how it's gonna go. So one video will be posted and then the other one will be posted after that. There are gonna be a lot of reoccurring like reading bits or things I'm doing, you know, like do it in a way where I'm not like overwhelmed and I'm filming like everything doubly. Look at the old Giza. This is gonna be rough. So this is gonna be a rough ride mentally, and oh, big stretch. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by my dog. This is gonna be a lot, and I'm ready, but I'm not, and I have to be ready, and I want to be ready, and I want to finish it. I'm done for. I'm done for. Okay. We didn't have to start there. Hi guys, I don't know if you can see me, I hope you can see me. I'm using my phone right now, don't have anything else, but I am starting Kingdom of Ash. I just started it. I am at a small little RV trip with Dylan and my dad, and they're out fishing, so I decided to sit down and read. I tried to read yesterday, but I just kept getting so distracted I could not focus for the life of me. It's taken me a second, but I am only 52 pages in, and I'm on chapter 5, and I am 57 minutes in 50 seconds. I'll show like the time stamp there. As you can see, like I think I read at least like a page a minute, I think. Maybe like a minute and a half, but that's what I think, like roughly. I think with fantasy books it takes me a little bit longer just because sometimes we'll like stop and I'll have to remember like a family name or a plot point that happens, little things like that. So I'm still trying to get back into this because when I read Empire Storm and Tower of Dawn, it was in January and we are halfway through the year, so it's been a good second since reading this book. But so far I'm still trying to get back into the story and figuring out who's who. Sarah J. Maas's writing is definitely helping with this, but there's just little points where I'm like, what is that? And then I have to like take a moment to adjust. With reading, I kept trying to like not reread a sentence or something because I do that a lot in fantasy books, so I'm definitely trying to stop doing that. Basically the plan is I am going to New York with Dylan tomorrow and his family. It's like a 4 to 5 hour drive, I think, and so hopefully I'll get like a good bit into this. And we're not leaving at like 6 a.m. we're leaving at like 8 or 9, so I'll be up, and that means I can read that entire ride. I'll have my headphones with me as well. We'll definitely be able to hopefully get in 100 drive, which will be really nice. I'm hoping maybe today to get 100 in. Yeah, this is for the non-spoiler bits, so I'll put the 1 up for that. But yeah, this is what's happening so far. Guys, I think the next thing I'm gonna need for my camera is a light, because I keep like wanting to go in the dark and then I'm like, oh, you can't see me. Lovely. Anyways, I'm back from my trip with Dylan. Dylan and I basically went to Lake George with his family, and it was such a blast, such a wonderful time. And we just got back. Hate mosquito bites. And I hate mosquitoes. They are literally sent from hell, because the amount of mosquito bites I've gotten this week is actually petrifying. So that being said, little update for our books. But let's get into talking about the book. This book is literally killing me right now. The emotional turmoil I had to go through, where it was anxiety because of things that were happening and I was stressed out and I wanted it to be resolved, and then it was being resolved, I'm freaking out even more because I'm like, it is not that healthy to have that much anxiety. I think I have a headache now in the middle of a chapter, but it's because we had gotten home. I'm on page 271 right now, so I got a good bit of reading done. I didn't want to read throughout the week. Like, I was in such like just not a reading mood, so it was kind of annoying. I still got like a good little chunk in, considering this is 980 pages. It's something, it's worth it. I read like 150 in the car today, literally eating this up. That's literally it. I have some little points I wanted to point out, just because I'd read so much. The first time I updated you guys, I was on like page 50. So it's been a second. But we are 5 hours and 42 minutes into the 24-hour readathon. We have a little bit to go. I don't know how to do math, but I think I'm a little behind in my reading, which is fine. And there were some times that like I forgot to end the timer. There were times that I was just highlighting. So I feel like some of this time can be labeled as like highlighting time, because I am annotating. I've annotated every Throne of Glass book, I'm pretty sure. The biggest thing that was wild is Rowan and Aylin's romance is like so strong, to the point where I don't even know how to describe it. It's just in my chest. And I feel like if you've read this series, you know how much they care for each other and how they will literally fight like hell for one another. That's all. Like, I can't even explain their romance. I'm not even gonna, it's like otherworldly. I don't even know. That's literally, I read this one part in the book and I literally stopped and wanted to like tear up. He had killed his way across the world. He had gone to war and back more times than he cared to remember. And despite it all, despite the rage and despair and ice he'd wrapped around his heart, he'd still found Aylin. Every horizon he'd gazed towards, unable and unwilling to rest during those centuries, every mountain and ocean he'd seen and wondered what lay beyond, it had been her. The silent call, even when he could not feel it. They'd walked this dark path together to the light. Otherworldly. That's all you can say about it. It's just so... It's this feeling in your chest. Like, when you're reading it, you feel so hopeful. You feel so alive. I don't even know. Words don't exist with their romance. So that's another thing. I literally cannot explain how much they mean to me. Another thing, like, is it Elide? I hope it's Elide. Or it's Elide. I think it's Eli. But oh, one more thing. I wrote down, I have no words to describe it, but it's a beautiful pain in my chest. Like, anyways, I was gonna say Eli has my heart. She's so strong and is really there to fight, even though she's weaker than the Fae Men. So what's happening right now is everyone's kind of in their own little groups. They're all trying to achieve something greater, and Eli is with some of the Fae Men. Weaker because she's just a human, you know, obviously that's understandable, and she just has some wounds that never healed, and so she is weaker. The Fae Men like help her in a way. She's stronger than them in other ways, and that's that. Literally, I think she is so strong, and she is such an intriguing, passionate character, one that we really need. Other than that, we're getting a bunch of characters that we saw in previous books. I don't want to spoil, and it's not a spoiler, but a character from the beginning book, like the first ever book in this series, is back. It's Nox. But I love when like characters come back in different books, and a lot of characters from Assassin Blade came back in like the books to come, but she blends them in so well. And when Nox was talking, he's like, yeah, I'm an old friend with Selena. I was like, what? I was like, I know you. It's like a crossover episode. Literally like chills. Like, it's so crazy seeing him here now. And everything that we've been through. And I love that I'm not getting lost in the POVs. I know a lot of people were saying that it's a little confusing. I have not once gotten confused. It had been a lot in like Empire Storm and Tower of Dawn because it kind of slowed the plot and we were just jumping everywhere. But like this, I'm invested because I know what we're doing and I'm intrigued by everyone's story. The only one I'm not intrigued with right now is Aiden because he's a piece of dog poop. And he's being a butthead. Literally do not understand him. It doesn't make sense. It's the only one I'm not happy about, but all of them have reasons for being there. And that's the other thing. Like Sarah J. Maas, everyone is there for a reason. Everyone has certain things, even if they're the boringest of boredom, read it. Because it means something very strong. I can't wait. That's like the biggest relief when everything comes together and you can put all the pieces together. And it's like the completion of a puzzle. I can't wait for this book and that bit. Anyways. That's that bit for the spoiler bit. I will catch you guys on the flip side when I probably get to, I think I'll do like a 6-hour update each time because it looks like I read at least 200 pages, a little bit more. I'm on 270. So I was probably going to read the last 30 of whatever, get to 300 tonight. Yeah, that's what's happening. This is flying by. Like in the beginning, because of plot elements that were happening, I didn't want to read it. I was invested, but I wasn't as much because I just wanted to hear from one person. And then all the stuff started happening and it's just the perfect time for it. But even when it was, I guess, boring, it wasn't even boring. Like, I was invested, I was intrigued. So I just think I was dreading it because this is like the final book and this will be the first time and the last time I ever read these books for the first time. What did I just say? So that's another thing and a reason I don't think I'm pushing myself to read because I want to read it when I want to read it. Okay, that's a non-spoiler. Let's get to the spoiler side. Literally, this has everything a fantasy girly wants in a flipping book. Okay, the women empowerment in this book and how strong the women are. There was this one quote of someone who said, and I don't know why, it just stuck with me and I loved it. It says, amazing how much strength the tiny bones contains. It's just something about that really stuck with me and I really liked it. For the challenge, I'm 10 hours and 28 minutes in and I just got halfway. I'm on page 494, so more than halfway, but that means we only have 490. What? So I only have 490 pages left in this book, and I'm only 10 hours in, so I'm going a lot quicker than I thought I would. There's so much I want to talk about in this book, and I don't want to rush it, but I also don't want to talk just mainly about the plot. So for the non-spoilers, literally the soldiers are like losing hope because of everything that is happening, and I feel terrible because this is the only light they have in the darkness, and the fact that they're even losing hope in that is just terrible. I mean, I don't know what I would do if I had to go up against that. I have no idea how some of them are sticking. Even the main characters, I don't know how they're sticking with it because it's just so infuriating what's happening. Also, I've never wanted a beautiful world for someone more than them. They deserve it all of them do. They've all gone through terrible things in their life and deserve its family. They deserve happiness and peace and deserve love. Yeah, I can't talk about like any of it pretty much, but Aylin is so tired and I feel so awful. Like, she has gone through the thickest of problems and is still fighting, considering that fantasy books usually take longer and there's like series. So in reality, I haven't really read a lot of fantasy, but she is a true leader. She is a true queen, and she deserves everything in life. And she is one of the strongest, I mean, she is the strongest main female character I've ever known. Love her. She deserves everything, and it's crazy what she's gone through, and that's all I have to say, really. She just deserves it all. I could also just talk about Aylin and Manon. They're definitely the same, like in different ways, but they are so alike. I can't really talk about it. I'm going to talk about it in the spoiler one, so hopefully the non-spoiler one isn't boring, but yeah. I'm just going to read more tonight. But yeah, this book is really coming hand in hand. I feel like it's a good process, such a wonderful process, so I'm excited. So I will talk to you guys later. Taken me like weeks to get halfway, but we are halfway done with this book, and I definitely think I can finish this in 24 hours, considering that I think I was 10 hours in and I was officially 500 in or something. Chapter 2, I mean part 2. We're almost there. We have read most of this book. We only have 300 pages left. Lots of things have been wrapped up. People have come together. A lot of romance has happened, and I'm here for it. Let's get on to our reading. Big things are happening with Dorian, and he's in danger. I knew something was not gonna go right, and that's think someone's gonna die. This doesn't feel good. Something feels bad, like something's gonna happen. Oh shit, I forgot to stop the timer. Anyways, 14 hours in. We have 10 hours left. Right? Is that math? Is that how math works? These don't work. They're dead. The ones that I was using to run are down there, and my headphones are not working for some reason. So we're gonna have to have the music out loud, which is annoying, but. My light died. That stuff is happening with Lorcan and Elite. Shut the f. Shut. Guys, we're getting to that quote. Shut the f. Oh, he's walking her. I don't know what I'm doing. Anything you do will be enough. Oh my god. I finally got to that quote. I finally got to that flipping quote. So Lorcan did. I've been waiting for this one. But this is. The women in this book all have had a second with the song. At one point, their characters were the song at one point. Hello. Hi. I'm getting ready for work right now. I just got to page 802, I think. I have no words because the writing was that phenomenal. Spectacular, no words. I don't even know how to put it in perspective what just happened. That's all I can really say for the non-spoiler part. I'm hoping to probably read like a little bit more tonight, but other than that, I'm hoping to finish this book definitely soon. Hair is not doing what I want it to do right now. Don't know how to put it in perspective, don't know how to talk about this. I don't even know what to say about this, so that's that so far. Look at all of those. That's wild. Okay, that's all. Like, I literally have no words to describe it. I don't even know what to talk about in that. Like, it was so beautiful. Literal actual chills all in my eyes out. People who put this label on her, like, she was labeled all her life and she finally took it back. Yeah, I don't know. I'm literally on chapter 100. No words. Hello, I'm back from work and I wanted to like talk more about the book, about just at least two things, because I realized that like the only thing I talked about was about what had just happened. And so yeah, I wanted to say at least something for the non-spoiler one. I saw this on TikTok and this is exactly how I feel about this series. There is just like this hole in my chest right now knowing that I'm almost on this book. It was about like, yes, I'm read, like if you ask me on like a deeper level, you know, like those TikToks, I'd tell you how I'm mentally stuck on an 8-book series about a young princess who loved her kingdom. I'd tell you how I think about this daily, how these characters are real to me. I'd tell you nothing will ever come close to making me feel the same way ever again, and that I do anything to read it for the first time. I'd tell you this book has changed my world and I'm entirely okay with that. I'd tell you that this feeling is the most heartbreaking and yet the most beautiful thing I've ever felt. Like, that encompasses everything that I feel about this book and what just happened. I wish that the people watching the non-spoiler one will read this book. I'm hoping that you guys, whoever they are, whether you're in the series right now or you're planning on reading the series or you're just literally just following around, like following my YouTube, you need to read this series. It is not a hard fantasy to get through, and you have so many books in this series that even if you're lost for a little ounce, you get back there. And Sarah J Maas is really good at creating the plot and creating the scene and the scenery and, like, you know, kind of reminding us of things, because sometimes we forget things because we haven't read the books or something. But truly, this book is everything. This is why I read. This book encompasses reading in itself. This is why I read, and literally cannot, I can't. I love this so much. 8:04. I am probably going to finish this book up today, tomorrow, probably the weekend. I have to work tomorrow and then I'm off Saturday and Sunday, so I'm gonna sit down, read this book, enjoy it. I only have 180, 170 pages left of this. I'm gonna enjoy it, and then I'm going to restart the series. I'll see you guys when I finish this fabulous, outstanding fantasy series. I am not even gonna give this a rating because it is so high up there. This might be the book of the year. This might crash everything because this series means so much to me. So nervous right now because I only have 60 pages left of this. I got to the big part in this book, a battle scene, like the final battle scene, and I'm literally towards the end of it, and then Dylan like walked into my house. So dude, I'm gonna finish this. I haven't wanted to put this down. I'm having a blast, but I also literally cried in the car with Dylan today because I was like, I don't want this to end. Like, how am I supposed to move on? I commented on this video about Sword of Glass, and it was like on a TikTok, and it was about like, I think I talked about it yesterday, but I said I'm about to finish KOA. What am I supposed to do with this big hole in my chest? And this girl said cry, and I was like, yeah. Let's finish this off and I will give you guys my full thoughts and feelings tomorrow. I feel like I haven't talked about this book like at all. Like, I don't know how this video turned out. I haven't even started editing it yet. I'm weird with my reading vlogs. I'd like have to finish the book before finishing it off. I feel like I have to reread the last page. I do want to talk about this scene real quick. These aren't like spoilers, like these are like their their stories. So it's Ren's and Eli, so this can stay for the non-spoiler and the spoiler part, I think. Basically it's on page 904, but it says hope. It was hope that, okay, well that's a spoiler. So it says, it starts with hope, and then this is for non-spoiler and everything. For a better future, for a better world. It was hope that had guided two women at opposite ends of this continent 10 years ago. Hope that had guided Ren's mother to take up the knife and kill the soldier who would have burned Ren alive. Hope that had guided Marion Loken, maybe? I don't know. When she chose to buy a young heir time to run with her very life. Two women who had never known each other. Two women who the world had deemed ordinary. Two women, Josephine and Marion, who had chosen hope in the face of darkness. Two women, in the end, who had bought them all this moment, this one shot at a future. Power of creation and destruction, that's what lay within her, the life giver and world maker. I don't know, the way she just described women, how ordinary women are the reason that they're at the final battle defeating darkness is because of those two women. And I don't know what it was, but it just really tugged at my heartstrings. I bawled my eyes out because women, it sounds so powerful. So I just had to share that. The emotions that I have with this book, I've cried so many times. Okay, I think I'm ready. No, not right now. I'm on the last page. I'm gonna blow my eyes.
Oh, I thought you were crying.
Yeah, I'm crying. Don't worry. I'm fine. I'm good. Just... No, I'm fine. I'm on the last page. I'm gonna bawl. I'm okay, I promise. Where's my tabs? A better world. this is the end. So this is the end of the 8-book Start of Class series. Cannot describe how I felt after finishing those books. You know, it was like so, I don't know, I don't like where I'm sitting. Hold on. To wrap up the series with the last book of a fantastic fantasy series that is personally my favorite. And I haven't read a lot of fantasy. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I mean, I had always read fantasy, like when I was younger. That was like always what I'd wanted to read. But this one outshines from them all. The feeling I got from this book was absolutely insane. It was such a beautiful, amazing, worth it ride. Let's just get into this story. Follows a girl, a princess who loved her kingdom, and she loved it. She gave up almost her entire self, would have given up her entire being for her kingdom. And the feelings, the emotions that you feel throughout this book, you feel this depression, this happiness, this kind of silence, excitement, fear, worry, heartbreak, so much heartbreak. Of it all, you feel the love and the compassion that all the characters feel for one another. And I never ever talk bad about this book. I have nothing bad to talk about this. I, in fact, want this to be longer. I want to have novellas. I need to see where everyone is at. Especially all the couples. I need to see where they're at. I need to see them in their beautiful world, because Rowan was saying that Galen was going to bring laughter and beauty to Terrason, and I was like, I need to see it. I need to know that my babies are okay and where they're at with each other, because this is such a beautiful world. And this isn't romance heavy, especially like with ACOTAR, it's not. But in this last book, I would say there is so much beauty in the romance and what the characters do for one another. It literally, in my view, it outshines what I read in ACOTAR. I still need to do my reread of all of ACOTAR. I'm hoping maybe to do it in September or so, you know, get through one of the books. But this is such a beautiful world. Sarah J. Maas does deserve the hype for this. Our ride to get to where we are, I don't know, like my heart's squeezing because of how impactful it was. Went through so much. We lost so many people. I can't describe what we had to go through to get to here. I have literally no words. I don't want to talk about the ending. I literally don't want to talk about the last 200 pages. I think I read like 170 yesterday in this book, but the last 200 pages I don't want to talk about, because I want you guys to experience, even for, this is for the spoiler and the non-spoiler one, I don't want to talk about anything about it. Simple as that. Because it was so beautiful. It was so mesmerizing. I have no words. There's no way for me to describe what I experienced in this book and make sure that I'm saying it in the way it should be. You know, like, I can't talk half the time. So the way that I'm going to talk about my all-time favorite fantasy book, there's no way this is going to turn out good. Let me just say, this is brilliant. This is outstanding. The emotions, I want to move on to more of my August TBR. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to start. I'm lost at words with this book. It is just it was so amazing in so many ways. And I'm gonna say it again, I said it before, this is why we read. This is why we read. It hit me so hard, I had a dream I was with all the characters at the end. I don't know what else to say. I feel like I'm just rambling. I'm trying to say something, but I don't know what to say. This is a 24-hour readathon, I forgot. So to read 983, I believe is like the exact count, but like 980 pages, it took me 20 hours and 58 minutes. That's very long. I think that I think it should have taken me like 16 hours, 17 hours to like fully finish this, because I usually read like 60 pages an hour. But with this book, there were so many times that I stopped and bawled my eyes out. There were also many times that I accidentally forgot to stop the timer. I went like a whole hour of like talking with Dylan on the phone, and then I was like, oh my god, the timer's still on, and that happened. Not to be exact, but for this challenge, I had 20 hours and 58 minutes, and I had 4 hours left in the 24 hour. Well, not 4, but like basically 3 hours left on the 24-hour readathon. Literally just shy of 21 hours I finished this book. It took me weeks to do this. I'm gonna be so honest. But I wanted to take my time with this, and I did, and I had such a fun time. I'm so happy that I accomplished this. Like, this is a book. This is a book. So I honestly really hope possibly in the future that, you know, Sarah J Maas possibly, I don't know, write something where they're in another book, or they do have another book coming out, you know, something so I can see them again. With that being said, thank you guys so incredibly much for watching this video. I know this was definitely like not a boring 24-hour readathon, but you know, it's one book, it's one big ginormous book. It's gonna take longer, it's gonna be the width of the video obviously, but I'm so glad that you guys joined this ride. I really hope you either enjoy the non-spoiler or the spoiler one. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys in my next video. I'll try to get these 2 videos up as soon as possible. It's gonna be a lot of editing. I probably talked, I think, one clip for like an hour long, so it's gonna be a little ride, but honestly being able to remember all the feelings that I went through, I'm really excited. So I'm really glad that I finished my second series of Sarah J Maas, and on to the next one. So